New York is more than just a city. It's a hodgepodge of neighborhoods, a jigsaw puzzle of small towns, each one a little world in itself. I was born and raised in one of those small towns, a lot of dirty, crooked little streets under the shadow of a bridge. But a person could buy almost anything they needed there, from a cradle to a coffin. And other things, too, the kind of merchandise that isn't kept out on display.
Baby, don't you leave me. Baby, don't you let me go. Boom, boom. Baby, don't you leave me. Baby, don't you let me go. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, baby, don't you leave me. Yeah? Eddie! Eddie Nolan!
Hello, Jigger.
Hey, how are you, pal? I heard you made the street about a couple of months ago. How's it going, baby?
You were out on parole once. You ought to know.
Yeah. Yeah. They can make it rough for you, huh? Real rough. Hey, how about some coffee?
Thanks.
Come on, have a cup.
No, thanks.
Hey, you ought to be doing all right. I mean, with your wife working for that gossip magazine that Lou Fallon is putting out. You know, I think Fallon's got a gold mine in there, huh? Huh? Anyway, he pays good.
How do you know, Jigger?
Hey, how do I know? I do some business with him every now and then. You know, whenever I have some new info that I think he may want to pay for, you know? You know, how would you call one of these highly reliable sources?
How are your other sidelines done, Jigger?
Which other ones, baby?
Hardware.
Yeah.
I want a gun, Jigger.
I got one in stock, Eddie.
Get one.
Oh, it costs money. Maybe a C note, maybe more.
Get it.
All right. Look, can you stop back around around 6?
I'll be here.
Hey, Eddie. I hear you're working on the docks.
Yeah, but I'm quitting.
Is that so? What are you going to do, Eddie?
I'm going into business for myself.
There's a saying that every good cop has a stool pigeon. Well, like most old sayings, there's probably some truth in it. There is in the private detective business, anyway. If the information is straight and the price is right, I'm in the market for it. Most stoolies in town know that. Spats Willard was one of them. He tipped me that Eddie Nolan had been in the old neighborhood on a shopping tour, bought himself a gun, but he didn't know, or claimed he didn't, who from. I'd taken a special interest in Eddie Nolan. We grew up together. I'd helped him get his parole. I'd appeared before the parole board and said I was sure that Eddie had learned his lesson and would go straight if given another chance. I knew Eddie had a job in the docks, and I found out from the hiring hall which ship he was working on that day. I got there just as Eddie was knocking off work.
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm alive.
What are you doing down here?
Why, you wanted to talk to you?
Well, Mike, I'm kind of in a hurry. I haven't got time.
You've got a lot of time, Eddie. You've got more than 4 years till you're off parole.
Oh, so?
So come on, now, don't play coy with me, boy. I heard you were downtown this morning shopping for a gun.
Who told you that?
Oh, I heard.
Well, somebody gave you a bum steer. I wasn't downtown shopping for anything, so relax.
Yeah, just take it easy, kid. What's eating you, Eddie?
A parole cop that's breathing down my neck, a job that pays a measly $1.50 an hour, and a wife that I practically never see. That's what's eating me.
Well, you and Vicky having trouble?
Oh, haven't you heard? She's a regular career woman now. She's a writer for a magazine called Fallon's Gotham Guide.
Fallon's Gotham Guide? Doesn't Lou Fallon publish that?
Yeah, do you know him?
We've met. He used to operate a string of bookie joints around town.
Well, he's supposed to be legitimate now. He's treating her like he was Daddy Warbucks. Pays her 150 clams a week. All she has to do is go around to nightclubs with him and write about what's happening in them. I work all day, she works all night. I see her maybe for breakfast a couple times a week, maybe not.
Well, have you talked to Vicky about this?
What's there to talk about? She's making more than twice the dough I am, and I can't ask her to quit till I'm making more money.
Is that why you bought a gun, Eddie, to make more money?
Look, Mike, I told you I didn't buy a gun.
I think you're lying, kid.
What are you doing?
Just relax, boy. Just relax.
Okay. Are you satisfied?
No. You're forgetting something, boy.
I won't be needing it anymore.
envelope had been postmarked at the Grand Central Station office 2 days before. There was no return address. The note read, "Dear Mr. Nolan, if you don't already know what is going on between Lou Fallon and your wife, you better find out and put a stop to it." There was no signature. Eddie had lied about not having bought a gun, I was sure of that. But there was one thing I wasn't so sure about, what he was going to do with it. The offices of the magazine Vicky worked for were in the Times Square area. I wanted to have a talk with Vicky, and fast, before the time bomb ticking away inside Eddie blew sky high. Fallon's magazine billed itself as an entertainment guide to New York after dark. It was a conglomeration of cartoons, pin-up pictures, chatter, and stories about people whose names are supposed to be news. I got there just as the offices were closing for the day. Hey, anybody home?
What can I do for you?
Well, I'm looking for Vicky Nolan. My name's Hammer.
Oh, you wouldn't be Mike Hammer, the private detective.
Well, I wouldn't be if I could find a better way to make a living.
I'm Marge Fallon. Vicky should be coming in shortly.
Good, I'll wait.
Wouldn't you like to come in and make yourself comfortable?
Yeah. Well, don't let me keep you from your work.
No, I was just puttering. It's none of my business, Mr. Hammer, but are you calling on Vicky professionally or, socially?
Well, neither one exactly. And I'm not sure I like the way you said socially. I mean, after all, Vicky is a married woman.
So she is. I keep forgetting.
And apparently runs in the family.
What do you mean?
Well, your husband seems to be having the same trouble. Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't take this too seriously, Mr. Hammer.
Yeah, well, maybe you wouldn't, but Eddie Nolan would.
That's understandable.
Yeah. Tell me, why aren't you worried, Mrs. Fallon?
Because Vicky isn't the first girl Lou's been infatuated with, or the second, or the third, or the fourth.
Well, maybe this one's different.
Oh, they're all different. No, Lou isn't in love with Vicky Nolan. He's in love with his lost youth.
Well, then there's really nothing to be worried about. Is there, Mrs. Fallon?
Oh, Marge,
Oh, Lou.
Oh, hello, Hammer.
Well, hello, Fallon. How are you?
Right at the moment, curious. What are you snooping around here for, Seamus?
Yeah, you may be the publisher of a big magazine now, Fallon, but you still talk like a bookie.
Lou. Well, I see you two need no introduction. Will you be coming home this evening, Lou?
No. Jack Dillon's opening a new floor show tonight. Vicky's covering it, and I want to talk to Dillon about placing some advertising with us.
Sure.
Sure.
All right, Hammer, let's have it. What do you want?
Well, apparently you and Vicky have been as thick as three in a phone booth lately. It's got to stop.
Yeah?
Yeah. Either you and Vicky stop it or Eddie Nolan will.
If Eddie Nolan makes any trouble for Vicky or me, I'll make him wish he'd never been born. Now, why don't you get out of here and start minding your own business? Come on, get out, Hammer.
There are a few more things I want to say to you, Fallon, and you're going to listen. Now, sit down!
Lou? Mike. Mike, what are you doing here?
So far, I've been getting nowhere.
Why don't you run along?
I want to talk to her, alone.
Will you excuse us, Lou? Please.
I'll be in my office.
All right, Vicky. I guess you know why I'm here.
Eddie was waiting for me in the lobby downstairs. Mike, everything's going to be all right. I promised Eddie I'll quit my job if he'll stick with his and stay out of trouble.
Well, good.
I didn't realize Eddie felt the way he did. I guess I've been rather selfish without meaning to be.
Well, honey, that happens.
But that's all I've been, Mike. Lou Fallon's a friend, a good friend, but that's all.
Yeah. Well, I'll buy that. Listen, where's Eddie now?
Home?
Home?
Changing clothes. He's coming back for me and we're going to dinner.
That's good.
After I've talked to Lou.
Yeah, well, good luck, honey.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
Why? Why? Why are you quitting, Vicky?
You know why, Lou, because Eddie thinks everything about us.
Oh, what'll he do if you don't quit?
The same thing he went to prison for, or worse. He brought a gun today.
I'm not gonna let you quit, Vicky. I love you, you know that.
What about Mark?
Oh, what about her?
Oh, stop it, Lou,
Now,
please.
listen to me, Vicky. Do you think I'm satisfied with publishing cheap, cheesy stuff like this? Do you think I'm stopping here? Well, I'm not. I'm going to parlay this junk into a whole string of magazines. Good ones. Real quality stuff with national circulation. Where are you starting, Vicky?
We?
You and me.
There's Marge.
Marge couldn't publish the kind of stuff I've got in mind, but you could. I've thought it all out, Vicky. We'd be partners.
I don't love you, Lou.
All right. I'm not asking you to love me. Maybe that'll come, maybe it won't. All I'm asking you to do now is give yourself a break. You don't have to give me an answer now. Just think about it.
I don't know, Lou.
But you do know. You know this is a chance of a lifetime, and you can't afford to throw it away.
But Eddie won't believe that.
Make him believe it. Make him see that this isn't just a job you'll be quitting, that you're on the way to the top in this business, that you've got talent and ability to be somebody important. Tell Eddie that, Vicky.
All right, Lou. I'll tell him. But Eddie won't make it easy for me.
Are you afraid?
Well, I guess. I don't know.
All right, I'll stay here while you talk to him.
Oh, no. I don't want you here when I talk with him. That'd make it even that much worse.
All right. You still want to cover the new show at Jack Dillon's tonight?
Yeah.
Then I'll pick you up here around 8:30.
After leaving Vicki Nolan, I changed clothes and had dinner and then gone to my office to dictate some letters and reports to a few clients who were helping to keep me in the style to which I had never quite grown accustomed.
And the subject is currently in the custody of the police department on the charges of grand larceny.
Yeah, Hammer.
Hello, Mike. This is Pat.
Oh, yeah, hello, Pat. What do you want? What's on your mind?
I want to see you right away. I'm calling from Lou Fallon's office.
Lou Fallon's office? Well, what's the matter?
A woman's been shot and killed. I understand you were one of the last people to see her alive. The woman was Vicki Nolan.
I arrived just a few minutes before Vicky's body was removed. Fallon had found her lying on the floor of his wife's office a little after 8:30. She had been shot twice with a .32 caliber automatic. Fallon had told Pat that Eddie was coming to the office. He had also said Vicki had changed her mind about quitting her job. So far, the police hadn't located Eddie.
I just can't see Eddie killing Vicki, even if she had changed her mind about quitting her job, as Fallon says. Incidentally, you think he's telling the truth about that?
Don't you?
Well, I don't know. You talked to him.
Maybe you'd like to talk to him.
Yeah, maybe I would.
You really had me fooled this time, Lou. I thought Vicki was like all the others.
Shut up, will you, Marge?
But she wasn't, was she? This time it was different. I can tell by...
You leave me alone. Any word of Nolan?
No, not yet, but there are a few more questions I'd like to ask you, Fallon.
I've told you everything I know, Chambers. Now, instead of standing around here asking questions, why don't you go out and find Eddie Nolan?
We'll find him.
Well, you better find him before I do if you want to find him alive.
Lou, no.
Let go of me.
Don't do anything.
I think you better listen to her, Fallon.
I'm through listening, Chambers, to you, to her, to everybody.
Lou! Stop him, please.
I'll have him followed.
That's not enough. Please, please, Mr. Hammer. Lou has friends all over town. If they find out that he wants Eddie Nolan, he may get him. Please do something.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Fallon. There's nothing I can do that the police can't do better. But that wasn't quite true. Lou Fallon wasn't the only one who had connections around town. I had a few of my own. But there was one thing to be done that I had to do in person. Find the guy who peddled that gun. There were three possibilities. The first two checked out clean. It had to be number 3.
want?
I want a few answers, Jigger. I want them straight and fast. Eddie Nolan bought a gun from you today, didn't he?
He did?
Yeah, he did. Now, what kind of a gun was it,
I don't
Jigger?
know what you're talking about. I don't hear you.
You don't hear me. You hear me now?
Mike, my glasses! Mike, my glasses! Mike, please! Mike, please!
Jigger, I'm getting impatient. Now, come on. Tell me, what kind of a gun was it?
I'll get you for this, Mike. I'll get you if it's the last thing I do.
You're already doing the last thing you'll do if you don't talk. Now, talk.
I'll talk. Well, let go of my hair, please.
What?
It was
What?
a 32.
Automatic?
No.
Are you sure?
No, of course I'm sure. I sold it to him tonight.
Yeah?
It was a revolver.
A revolver. You better not be lying to me, Jigger.
Why should I?
Force a habit. Say, Jigger. Jigger, you wouldn't happen to know where Eddie Nolan is right now, would you?
If I knew, do you think I'd tell you?
If I thought you knew, I think you would.
But I believe Jigger because, well, mostly because I wanted to. If he was telling the truth, the gun he had sold Eddie hadn't been the one that had killed Vicky. I called Pat Chambers to tell him what I'd found out, but Pat wasn't in. He was out doing what half the cops in the city were doing, looking for Eddie. Okay, yeah, Hammer.
Mr. Hammer, this is Marge Fallon. I'm calling from my office. I've got to see you right away.
What do you want, Mrs. Fallon?
I'll tell you when you get here.
Hello?
Jigger, this is Eddie.
Eddie, what do you want?
I need some money to blow town.
Oh, I don't know, Eddie.
Please, Jigger. You gotta help me, please.
Take it easy. I'm trying to think. Eddie, I got a couple hundred in cash. Will that help you?
Anything, Jigger, anything you got. Look, meet me on the uptown platform of Grand Central Shuttle in an hour, okay?
Okay. Yeah. Eddie, if in case I can't make it...
There'll be somebody there. Right.
But what good will it do? Killing Eddie won't bring Vicky back. Leave him to the police. If you kill him, they'll send you to the chair.
It'll be worth it.
Nobody's worth that, Lou. Vicky or nobody. She's dead. She's gone. Forget her. We could start over, you and I. I love you, Lou.
Shut up, Marge, shut up!
Hello.
This is Jigger Sharp, Mr. Fallon. Are you still looking for this Eddie Nolan? How much is it worth it to you to find him?
You name it. Okay, it'll be here waiting for you.
Your credit's always good with me, Miss Lou. I'll stop over and pick up the dough tomorrow. Go to the uptown platform of the Grand Central Shuttle. He said he'd be there in an hour.
How long ago was that? Okay, Jigger, thanks.
That was about Eddie Nolan, wasn't it? You know where he is.
That's right.
Lou, no!
I got here as soon as I could, Mrs. Fallon.
Wait! If you have to kill somebody for what happened to Vicky, kill me.
You?
Eddie didn't kill Vicky, I did. I knew she wasn't like all the others. I knew this time it was the real thing. I didn't mean to kill her. That's why I wrote Eddie that note. I thought he might be able to break it up. But when I overheard you persuade Vicky to change her mind about quitting, I knew there was only one thing to do.
You! That's what you wanted to see me about?
No, I just wanted you to find Lou and bring him to his senses, but it was too late.
Too late.
He knows where Eddie Nolan is. He was going to kill him.
Where is he, Fallon? Where is he? Grand Central Subway. The shuttle platform. He'll be there in half an hour. I got the patrolman on duty outside the office. I told him Marge Fallon had confessed and for him to call Pat Chambers. Getting the details of Marge's confession was Pat's job. I wanted to get to Eddie Nolan before he had a brush with the police and he wound up killing or being killed. It was less than 10 minutes from the magazine office to the subway station. I got it done with a few minutes to spare. I didn't see Eddie get off a train. I didn't know where he came from, but suddenly he was there.
Mike, what are you doing here?
You ought to be glad it's me and not Lou Fallon, kid.
I didn't kill Vicky, Mike. I swear I didn't.
Relax, will you?
I swear I didn't. I
Will
swear.
you shut up and listen to me? Marge Fallon's confessed.
Marge Fallon?
That's right. Surprise you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it surprised me, too. I gotta admit, though, that I had you figured for doing it. You know, the way you ran away and all that.
I was scared. I lost my head, I guess, Mike. I know how to look for me.
Yeah, well, that's understandable, especially after Vicky had changed her mind about quitting. I mean, you know, deciding to stay with Fallon in the magazine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. What's the matter?
Well, it's all over now. Come on, Eddie, let's go.
Where are we going?
You're going to the chair, kid.
What do you mean?
If Marge Fallon had killed Vicky, you couldn't possibly have known that Vicky had changed her mind about staying with the magazine.
But you just said Marge Fallon confessed.
Oh, yeah, she did, but not to killing Vicky. She confessed because she's in love with that miserable husband of hers, and she didn't want him to go to the chair for killing you.
No. No!
Vicky would have been dead by the time we went to the office, but she wasn't dead. And when she told you that she was going to continue to work for Fallon, you went off your head and you killed her.
I'm not going with you.
Look, kid, I'm going to take you in one way or the other.
Stay away from me. Stay away from me.
Marge Fallon repudiated her confession. She'd known, of course, that it wouldn't have stood up very long. All she wanted was for it to stand up long enough to stop Fallon from dying at state expense for the murder of Eddie. And it did.
Well, that wraps it up.
Yeah. You know, Pat, I was just thinking, I must be getting old to have let Eddie Nolan make such a sucker out of me.
Did you?
Did I? You know, I was rooting for that guy so hard that I even let Jigger Sharp get away with lying to me about the kind of a gun he sold Eddie. How could I have been so wrong about that guy?
Forget it. There was one guy who was even more wrong about Eddie Nolan than you.
Yeah, who's that?
Eddie.
You know, you're getting to be quite a philosopher, Pat. You must be getting old yourself. Come on, kid, let's go home.